I'm going to show you a video here that exposes female psychology, and when you understand this, it will make you more confident around women that you find attractive. Yet if you don't understand what I'm about to tell you now, women will confuse you. You'll lose confidence around women that you find attractive. So as you can see here, the woman is saying when she's got zero interest in a guy, this is how she's behaving. And when she has a crush on someone, this is how she behaves, right? So she tends to close up and not show much interest. And what's interesting is that women in the comments are backing up what she's saying. A woman here has said that she's confused about what to say, and a guy is saying, well, why do girls do this? It's so confusing. If this is the case, then I'm sure a lot of girls like me. Haha, I'm dreaming, right? So he doesn't understand what I'm going to tell you in this video. Another woman is saying because her blood pressure is so high being around her crush, and she'd feel like she has less pressure doing a public speech. Another woman saying, why are we like this? We should be our authentic selves no matter what. The right ones will stay. Another woman here is saying, nah, I have a stupid smile plastered to my face. So she's a sort of woman who smiles a lot and shows interest when she is interested in a guy. Another woman saying, sadly, my RBF, which is the resting bitch face, is usually on display. I just don't have the energy to smile when nothing is happening that prompts a smile. Wish I cared enough to make my expression more socially acceptable. That's going to be interesting when I explain something later for you. And finally, another woman saying, why so relatable? So when a guy doesn't understand why women behave in that way, he'll often unnecessarily feel insecure around a woman who likes him, right? So he will be expecting that she's going to be showing him lots of interest and making it obvious that she likes him, but in her mind, she may be afraid of rejection, right? If she shows too much interest, then he might feel like, okay, I've got her now, and then not pursue her anymore and just feel good about himself, and she then feels rejected. Alternatively, if she shows too much interest and the guy doesn't really like her that much but is just interested in having sex with her, then most guys will happily have sex with her once, twice, or maybe even hook up with her for a couple of months, and she has just opened herself up to a man who has no intention of staying with her in the long run. Most women know that if they just say yes, a guy will have sex with them. It's pretty easy for them to get sex. However, it's much more difficult for a woman to maintain a relationship, to keep a guy. Additionally, another reason why a woman won't show lots of interest and flirt with a guy and make it obvious that she wants to be with a guy when she has a crush on him or when she's attracted to him is that she gets stuck in her head and worries too much because she suffers from anxiety. It's been proven that women actually suffer from anxiety and depression more than men. But a lot of men assume that women are bulletproof. But in reality, a lot of women are actually insecure, they feel anxious, they feel depressed, they're worried, they don't want to feel the pain of being rejected by a guy that they find attractive, and also they just get so worried in their head and they're overthinking things to the point where they don't know what to say. They don't know how to show interest in a way that makes it obvious to the guy that they like them without them seeming desperate or needy. They're worried about that sort of stuff. Yet despite that, a lot of guys still will feel that women should just make it more obvious. Just say, hey, I like you. All right, let's start something. But you know what's interesting? When a guy likes a girl, what does he do? Does he always make it obvious? Not always, right? A lot of guys, when they're attracted to a girl, they will just play it cool, so to speak, and act like they're just friends and, act like they're this or act like they're that. And the guy won't directly start flirting with her to show sexual and romantic interest. Flirting is the way to do it, right? Flirting is the way that men and women communicate to each other in a discreet way that shows sexual and romantic interest without actually having to say, hey, I like you. Do you want to start dating? Do you want to be my girlfriend? Can I kiss you? Can I take you out on a date sometime or something like that? Instead, flirting is much more discreet, and it's a private connection that you and her have where there's a private understanding that, okay, we find each other sexually attractive and let's get something started. So, for example, if a guy was interacting with a girl that he found attractive and he noticed that she was behaving like the girl in the video where she was closing up around him, even though he knows for sure that he has been behaving in an attractive way around her. In other words, he's being confident, or he has been displaying masculine behavior. He has shown some assertiveness, for example, or he's being authentic and displaying an untamed energy around her. Essentially, if he's generally displaying traits that attract women, and she continues talking to him, but she seems a little bit awkward or inward and so forth, then it's likely that she's feeling shy around him, she's feeling anxious, and she doesn't know what to do to express her interest without getting rejected or seeming needy or seeming too keen. So a guy then needs to be able to flirt with her to create that understanding between him and her that, hey, okay, I get it. You like me, I like you. Let's make that clear so we can move things forward and make something happen. So he could say something like this to flirt with her. You seem kind of nervous. That must mean you like me. Cute. Or, you seem kind of nervous. How cute. It must mean you like me. Or, you're so shy around me. It's cute though. Or, nervous around me, hey? Someone's got a bit of a crush. Or, you seem nervous. I'm guessing that means you really like me. For the record, I think you're cute too. So the thing is, as long as a guy has been making the woman feel sexually attracted prior to flirting with her, then the attraction is going to be mutual, right? It's a lot different for men versus women. Men can instantly feel attracted to a woman and she doesn't have to do anything other than look the way that she does, and the man is already saying yes in his mind, right? He's already saying yes to having sex with her, and in many cases, yes to having a relationship with her. She doesn't have to do anything. However, the secret that a lot of guys never get told is that men have to do something in almost all cases. Sometimes a man is famous or is extremely good looking and he gets women hitting on him because of that. But in almost all other cases, unless a woman is sexually aggressive, women are in off mode, whereas men are in on mode, right? Men look at women and they instantly find them attractive and instantly want something to happen. And of course, with these images that you're seeing now, it's not the way that men typically react, but it's an example of how men look at women. Men are typically the ones who check women out. Women aren't the ones walking along checking men out, checking their butts out and so forth. It's men looking at women. And that's why you don't see women behaving like this.
Boy, hey, what you got under that shirt, sweetie?
Bet those arms could put together my IKEA furniture.
Come talk to me, sweetie. You want a family?
Oh, your ass would look so good on my couch.
If women behave like this, men wouldn't actually be able to trust them. Because men instinctively know that most men will have sex with a woman if she opens up to it. It's also just not the type of behavior that most men find attractive in a woman. Most men find more delicate, innocent, ladylike behavior more attractive, even if they want her to be a freak in the bedroom. They want her to be a lady on the street, but a freak in the bedroom. So it's important to understand that whether you're single or in a relationship, a woman will usually be in off mode. And you need to actually do something to make her feel attracted. And thankfully, there are so many different ways that you can make her feel attracted. You don't have to do them all at once. You can just display a couple of traits or a few traits and her sexual attraction for you will switch on. Yet, over the years from helping guys with this, what I've found is that most guys just get along with women. So they'll talk to women and have a neutral, friendly conversation with her. They'll try to find things in common. They may attempt to have an intelligent or philosophical conversation with her, or maybe a political conversation with her. And in some cases, the guy wants to showcase his strength, which is his intelligence. And the thing is, women do appreciate a guy who is intelligent, but prior to making her feel sexually attracted, it doesn't have any value to her. Right? Women are much more interested in your academic intelligence or your philosophical intelligence or maybe your political intelligence, whatever area you really have a lot of intelligence in. They're interested in that after sexual attraction. And what usually happens is that once you've kissed a woman or had sex with her, she is then much more interested in hearing about the intelligent things that you have to say. So if you want to have a very intelligent conversation with her or talk in a more philosophical way, those sort of conversations are great in bed when you're naked after having had sex, or at least when you're making out and she's trying to get to know you on a deeper level. No problem about that. But initially, when you're interacting with a woman, you need to be able to display some traits or behaviors that turn her sexual attraction on. And it's not just about being neutral with women. Right, just trying to have a conversation and get along with her, because pretty much any guy can do that. If a guy just tries to get along with a woman and have a conversation with her, she usually remains in off mode. Right, she has not been turned on sexually, and she just looks at him as just another guy who would happily have sex with her if she said yes. It's very easy for women to get sex. All they have to say is yes, and most guys will happily have sex with them. But what's difficult for a woman is to be able to get a guy who will stay in a relationship and a guy that she actually wants to stay in a relationship with because he's emotionally attractive to her. Right? It's been proven time and time again that women place more importance on a man's emotional attractiveness. And that doesn't mean that a man has to get into emotional conversations with a woman or anything like that. Instead, what women are more attracted to about you are traits that are not about your physical appearance. Right? She wants to be able to see whether you're confident or insecure when interacting with her or other people. That's an example of emotional attractiveness. Another example is whether or not you're able to relax, believe in yourself, and take the risk to say something funny in a moment that you would say if you were interacting with a friend that you were 100% comfortable with. Right? A lot of men don't feel comfortable when they're interacting with women that they find attractive because they don't believe in their attractiveness to women, because they don't know how to actively make women feel attracted. Right? They don't get the sort of reactions that they want to get from women, and then they think that women don't like them. But they're simply interacting with women in ways that are nice or neutral, and they're not turning the woman on, so women aren't reacting to them with signs of attraction. And of course, like with the clip at the start of this video, sometimes you'll be attractive to her, and she won't be showing obvious signs of interest. So what's the solution? What do the guys who are naturally good with women do when they're interacting with a woman that they find attractive? Thankfully, it's not complicated. It's very simple. It's not a 15-step formula that you have to try to remember. Instead, it's just 2 steps. 1, display attractive traits, and 2, shoot your shot. That's it. So, for example, one of the traits that makes women feel sexually attracted to you is what I call emotional masculinity. And that means having the ability to handle and express your emotions in a way that shows you are strong and in control. So when a feminine woman expresses emotions, she may be scared of things, she may be frightened, she may be vulnerable, she may come across as being delicate and soft and so forth. And that is attractive to us men, that a woman is being feminine, she's being a woman, rather than being like a butch sort of woman. It's like, I'm tough, I'm strong, I'm not afraid of anything. Right, yeah, I'm more like a man sort of thing, right? And that's not going to be attractive to us if a woman is behaving like that. And we men obviously don't need to behave like that around a woman either. Instead, when a man has emotional masculinity, a woman will sense that he is strong and in control without him having to be macho about it, without him having to show off. Yet what often happens in today's world is that when a woman is interacting with a man, she will sense that he isn't strong emotionally. He has some weaknesses emotionally. He's insecure, he's a little bit fragile, he's a little bit emotionally sensitive, right? She can just say something a little bit challenging and he will begin to fall apart. He'll begin to doubt himself and become nervous, and he will lose his confidence in the moment. He doesn't have that type of strength that women are looking for. Additionally, some other guys will try to hide their emotions to seem tough and strong, but women can see through it. They can sense that the guy has fear behind his expressions. He has fear with his vibe and energy. They can sense that he isn't being his true, authentic self around them. Yet a man who has strong emotional masculinity can express emotions, can be himself, doesn't need to hide and pretend to be tough and macho, but he'll come across in a way where he is strong and secure. And that's one of so many things that makes women feel sexually and romantically attracted to a guy. And if you want to learn more than 100 ways to make women feel sexually and romantically attracted to you, I highly recommend that you head over to masterattraction.com and begin learning. Every month I teach you examples of what to say and do to make women feel sexually and romantically attracted to you. And you can make women feel sexually and romantically attracted to you by just displaying a few of the attractive traits, but the more attractive traits you're able to display, the more irresistibly attractive you are to women. One final point that I want to make for you about that video with the woman is to help you understand that a lot of women feel ashamed or embarrassed to show sexual interest in a man because they've seen how other women behave around men, and they know that if a woman is sexually aggressive, people think that she is slutty. So even if a woman is feeling horny when interacting with a guy because he's making her feel attracted, she'll often feel like it would be bad of her to show sexual interest. She might look slutty, and she doesn't want to appear that way. She wants to appear respectable, and she wants a man to know that he could trust her if they got into a relationship. And as a result of women behaving in that way, a lot of men assume that they need to behave in exactly the same way. Right? They look at women that they find attractive and they think that it would be bad for them to walk over and talk to her and make her feel attracted. Yet, if the woman is single and the guy walks over to her and he can be confident and display some traits that make her feel sexually attracted and flick that switch on, then she's going to be happy that a guy actually is giving her an opportunity to meet a lover, boyfriend, or husband, because she can't go around approaching guys. If she walks over to a guy and shows sexual interest in him and he doesn't even want to stay with her, then in almost all cases, he'll just have sex with her once, twice, or maybe for a few months or even for a few years just so he has a girlfriend. But he has absolutely no intention of staying with her long term. So most women, they will wait and hope that a guy can come over and be confident and normal and display some traits that create a spark and then move things forward. So if you're able to do that, you're not doing anything wrong. Instead, you're doing the woman a favor if she's single and she's looking for a lover, boyfriend, or husband. And if she's not single and you're a confident, normal guy who has come over and displayed some attractive traits, then she's just going to feel flattered. She'll tell you, oh, sorry, I have a boyfriend or husband, but she's not going to say, go away, you weirdo, because you're not a weirdo. You're a confident, normal guy, and you're displaying some attractive traits, and she's going to feel sparks of attraction for you. But if she has a boyfriend or husband, in 99% of cases, she's going to want to say, I'm not interested, thank you anyway, have a nice day, and off she goes. But you have not done anything wrong there. Yet, of course, if that scares you and you want to make sure that the absolute majority of women that you talk to are single, then go to bars or clubs to meet women. Right, it's very easy to attract and hook up with women in those environments, and a lot of people do end up marrying the person that they met at a bar, and it has been shown that those relationships last. Some guys have a false idea in their head that if you meet a woman at a bar, then she's going to be unfaithful and so forth, but the relationships that start on dating apps actually have a higher divorce rate than relationships that start at bars or clubs. And women who go to bars and clubs, although they won't go around showing guys that they're hoping that the guys come over and approach them, right? The women won't be saying, hey, come over to me and winking at the guys and so forth. They hope to get approached. They get themselves dressed up. They go out and they hope that they can meet a guy. So just to close this up, I'll give you an extra point here that will help you. And that is, don't ever rely on a woman to make it obvious that she wants to be with you, right? As a man, you need to be able to display attractive traits and shoot your shot, because some women, as that woman said in the comment, will have a quote-unquote stupid smile plastered on their face. They'll make it obvious that they like you, but other women will not. They will be too shy, too anxious, too nervous, too worried about rejection, and you need to be able to display attractive traits and shoot your shot. And when you do that, you'll get the result that you've been looking for, and best of all, she will be so happy that you did it because she found you attractive, right? She liked you. She had a crush on you, right? She was hoping that something happened and you had the courage to actually shoot your shot after displaying attractive traits. So the attraction is mutual, right? You did something to make her feel emotionally attracted to you. For example, you were confident and added in some flirting, and that switched her attraction on. Or you were confident and used what I call playfully challenging humor, and that switched her attraction on. Or maybe you were confident and displayed some emotional masculinity, and she felt attracted to your strength, and that switched her attraction on. You did something to make her feel emotionally attracted to you, so the attraction was mutual, and she was hoping that you had the courage to shoot your shot, and you did. And now both of you have an opportunity to be together.